We needed an assessment of where we were and where we needed to be with options on how to proceed. We had to take our talent acquisition strategy to another level.
We first listen to understand where you are today and where you want to be. Then assess the issues and gaps to formulate specific recommendations and implement them for you if needed.
Our clients ask, how can our talent acquisition engine be optimized or improved so it's as streamlined as it can be and still remain as cost-effective as possible? We're really helping them fine-tune that talent acquisition engine internally.
We look at where you are now and where you want to go. We assess your talent acquisition strategy, your processes, your technology, and your org design. Then we identify gaps and develop recommendations benchmarked against leading practices. That's how we create a roadmap to change.
Looking back, the assessment was one of the best decisions we made. We knew there was much to do, and TalentRISE provided a clear roadmap to make these efforts possible.
We can work with our clients and combine our service areas to deal with a number of situations. Often it's an interim step or a solution, or putting a patch on something right now so that we can get to a future state. We give you relief so that things are a little quieter today while we're trying to fix the problem for the long term.
And so in many regards, they were able to bring their wealth of experience and expertise in the industry and help us solve problems we didn't even know we had yet.
PwC recently surveyed CEOs, and 93% of them said that they recognize the need to change their strategy for attracting and retaining talent. That's precisely why we need to start thinking about talent acquisition as a strategic process, not simply staffing or recruiting.
So we're helping companies do what they do in recruiting better. We ultimately have a goal to drive business revenue and results through better talent acquisition practices.
End-to-end talent acquisition is more than just recruiting. First, we start by developing a value proposition that markets your organization and the jobs to attract the right candidates. The second step is finding qualified candidates and getting the best of the best through your hiring process. And this third step might be the most important, but often overlooked: onboarding. Most successful companies approach onboarding as a socialization process that begins at the offer stage and can last many months into the new hire's tenure. All three components are what elevate recruiting to a true talent acquisition strategy.
TalentRISE looked at structure, process, and technology and made recommendations in each area while also providing us, in many cases, with options on how to proceed.
If you have any problem with talent acquisition, TalentRISE is the solution. We always think about what's in the client's best interest.